Usamos estampillas.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
Violent people.
Radio.
Welcome to Violent People Radio, episode 60. I'm Dan Rice. I'm joined, as always, by Chris. Chris, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Good to hear. And Pat. Pat, how's it going?
Oh, I'm psyched now that Joey Ryan's coming back.
Ooh, I have bad news about that. Let's get out of the way first. Sam is not here. He was advised by his lawyer not to be on this episode. But the Joey Ryan comeback has already been canceled.
So Sam can't be here because of the Joey Ryan comeback?
I mean, I don't know. I just know that Sam was excited to be on, and then when Joey Ryan got unbooked for that show in Portland, he was done. He didn't want to record anymore.
What does this mean for the post we have in the queue saying that the Dean 3 main event is going to be Daniel Makabe versus Joey Ryan?
I personally feel like that's still on the table. I don't want to just throw it away.
Okay. We got to remember to tag Tony Khan when we put that one up.
Whoever runs that Portland Wrestling, I really enjoy it because they spent 24 full hours posting through it. They kept, like, in the Facebook comments, they would reply to people with, like, the dictionary definition of forgiveness and redemption. And then they just gave up and they just said, I've canceled his flight.
Posting the dictionary definition of forgiveness.
Even when they canceled his flight, they said something like, the indie wrestling scene's capacity for forgiveness is not as large as mine, or something like that.
Oh man.
It just feels like if that's how you're going to be about it, you might as well just keep booking them.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, doesn't Joey Ryan live in LA? Why hasn't he just gone down to Mexico?
I've always wondered why there hasn't been like a Joey Ryan, Marty Scurll, Travis Banks trios match yet.
Yeah. It's like, if he wants to wrestle that badly, I don't know, man. I just don't know with these wrestlers.
It was really funny because there were people that bought tickets to the Portland Wrestling show that were like, which is funny that that they already sold tickets, being like, what the hell? I don't want to see Joey Ryan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that there were people who bought tickets who are now upset because...
Oh, that'd be cool. I hope so. Those people probably know to be quiet about it if they are.
Well,
I feel like
again,
if you're buying a ticket for Joey Ryan in 2025, you are not being quiet about things such as cancel culture.
I guess that's true. I guess that's very true. Poor Joey.
No.
Now, Pat, we haven't recorded in a while. Since we last recorded, have you watched any Joey and Ryan matches or any other wrestling?
I'm always thinking about Dan Shokodino versus Joey Ryan in the Anal Explosion death match from, what was it, 2017? That's the one thing where Muscle Sakai, aka Super Sasdango Machine, comes out in character as Donald Trump and announces that he has purchased DDT. And the structure of the match is that the referee Matsui is backstage monitoring to make sure that they don't do any sexual comedy. So the premise is that Matsui is even more powerful than the owners of DDT, and will destroy both of them if they do any sexual comedy. Meanwhile, it's a Dan Chocodino versus Joey Ryan match. And it's also an anal explosion death match. So, needless to say, it ends with Matsui and Donald Trump making out. So
I think that's beautiful.
if there's one Joey Ryan match to save, it's that one. But like, it could have been anyone else in that role, just so long as like, if we could go back in time and like put Mickey Knuckles versus Dan Chocodino or something, like it would have been fine.
If you had to have a Joey Ryan comeback, because he's the guy said he was dropping the gimmick. So like, what is a Joey Ryan comeback without the gimmick?
Probably really preachy.
Well, which
He's
he's
probably
dropping the gimmick, but he loves TikTok and YouTube residuals because he's always posting TikTok and YouTube videos of his old self.
Well, I guess he's not making that much money at the Harry Potter rides at Universal, but I think he would go out there and do promos of like the dictionary definition of forgiveness. Do we know that Joey Ryan isn't the one currently running Portland Wrestling?
I mean, I think it's some guy who's had it for a while, but he's posted like old Portland footage on YouTube. But I wouldn't surprise me because Joey Ryan, I know, is like in his post where he's not, posting his old sexual predator gimmick. He's talking a lot about, Jesus and, AA and accountability and all that.
Yeah, I think his idea is that he'd just come out and be like, going on and on about that stuff.
Now, luckily, Joey Ryan was the only sexual predator who's returned to wrestling this week, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
I mean, did he really return to wrestling? He returned to wrestling discourse.
Well, he tried. All right, but what non-Joey Ryan wrestling have you watched, Pat?
I went to the ICW show in Cambridge.
Hell yeah.
That would be ICW No Holds Barred, not Scottish ICW. I would rather die than go see that. And a good time was had by all. It was a fun show. I enjoyed myself greatly. According to Ty on the Discord, I am all over. I haven't watched the fucking IWTV version of it, but apparently I'm in a lot of shots, and I'm visible because I'm like the only person not wearing a black T-shirt.
Did you bring a violent people sign?
I didn't. I should have brought a mug and like tried to, like fans bring the weapon and like I'm there with like a mug full of thumbtacks.
What were some of the highlights of that show?
Seeing Ludark. Ludark was their big fly-in. The other fun thing about it was that they had five. Because this was. Have you guys seen John Wayne Murdoch catch fire yet?
Yes.
Yeah. So this was the night after that. So no John Wayne Murdoch, no Reed Bentley because Reed Bentley was like, I guess, feeding John Wayne Murdoch and changing his skin graft bandages. No Nathan Mowry, no Casanova Valentine, and no someone else who I'm forgetting. So they had to shuffle the card around. So there was no main event four-way, but I think it worked out better for that just because I'm not sure a four-way really works in like that small space. There's too much to focus on. So we had the main event was Bear Bronson versus Cruel, two longtime favorites of the show, Mads Cruel Kruger versus the guy from the Iron Savages. I can hear the excitement from both of you.
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't watched it yet.
I'm beside myself right now.
It was pretty fun.
Just knowing this match is out there.
Yeah, and gusset plates. They seem to have figured out that they can't use fluorescent tubes, but they can use like sheets of glass. So there was glass exploding everywhere. There was doors, boards, chairs. Bear Bronson is like really going in all in on this deathmatch guy thing. It's really interesting to be like a TV jobber for AEW for how long was he there? Like 4 years?
It's like a long time.
Yeah, and then he hits the Indies and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get a gusset plate stuck into my head every single match.
That's the most respectable path. More people should do this after they get like released from TV contracts. Or
It's just him and Indy Hartwell.
That should have been Joey Ryan's new gimmick. He should have come back as like a fucking deathmatch guy. CZW would book him.
XPW would book him.
Yeah, I mean, the XPW, the third XPW revival centered around Joey Ryan versus Homeless Jimmy. But yeah, I watched that because I was there live for it. If I hadn't watched it, that would have been weird. I think people would have been offended if I was just not watching the ring.
Weird
Other
place
than
to hang
that,
out.
yeah. Other than that, I've been trying to catch up on stuff for the Death Panel. I'm hoping to get that up the end of this week. I did. Have you guys watched the Mad Dog versus Matt Tremont dog collar match from like
Yes.
last month now?
Yes.
Am I weird for finding it a bit disappointing?
I've said that about all of the Matt Tremont Mad Dog singles.
I don't know. I just like I expected them to go full beast mode, and then they just kind of had a match. I don't know. I was hoping it would be more unhinged.
Well, that I really felt like when they interacted in the tag, it felt like that I got that unhinged energy, and then I haven't liked their singles work. I mean, I know that one match, Sam might have his match of the. Well, he's not here. He 100% has his match of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I finally got around to watching it this past weekend, and I was just kind of like, oh, that's it. I expected more. And you know what? I choose to blame this entirely on Mad Dog.
As you should.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one guy who's like, Tremont did nothing wrong. It's Mad Dog who's dragging him down.
Kid gloves are off.
Yeah. Everyone's going on about the year of the dog collar. No one wants to talk about how this is the year of Matt Tremont's big forehead. I actually did really enjoy Matt Tremont versus Ultramantis Black.
Oh,
That was a
no, I
fun
didn't
match.
watch that. I'm lying. I don't know why I'm saying I watched that.
No, that was fun.
I watched Matt Tremont versus or no, I watched Ultraman Back versus Tim Donst.
Oh, Mr. Safety First. It's really weird that Tim Donst still wrestles and is alive and exists and everything.
Yeah, he's
You
just
would
doing
think like he'd
He's
just go away.
Have you seen him recently?
No,
He is a
no, I try
big
not
boy.
to.
He's on that Sammy Callahan diet.
Oh man,
Like wider than he is tall.
the Adam Priest look. I love it. But yeah, I haven't watched a ton of wrestling, and frankly, I'm excited for our big top. So
Okay.
I'm going to pass the baton to whichever of you wishes to.
Well, I
go
guess I'll just
into-
go because I talked about Ultraman Black versus Tim Donst. I would say don't watch that.
I wasn't
think it's
going to.
very-
Don't worry.
I think it's very funny that because I guess Tim Donst is winding it down, retiring, and then like he looks like dog shit, and then like Ultraman's back is older and also probably retiring, and it's just shredded. Just looks awesome. But yeah, I watched that, and I watched Nemesis versus Tracy Williams, and Tracy Williams is still really good, and it's still weird that he never wrestles. I wish
Isn't
that
he
he
just
did.
training people?
I guess so. I think he's had like a half dozen matches this year. Um, yeah, he's been, and none of them have been in like a real promotion. Like he just shows up for these weird Chikara reboots. I also watched. This is I hate to call out JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, because this podcast is very JCW friendly, probably the most friendly JCW podcast in existence. But there's a big old bait and switch. We did not get Mr. 50s versus Joey Janela. We got some guy named Drake Younger versus Joey Janela.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
pass.
No, it kind of fucking ruled. It is. Joey really joeyed it up. Like, it's 20 minutes. It's too long. It's too long, and the finish is a little too much. But Drake fucking rules, and I know this is like damning with faint praise, but when he's in there with Joey, it's like he's just so much better than Joey in 2025. I know it's not. No, you don't have to be happy about it, but he just is, and it's like, man, too bad he's not a piece of shit, because this guy should be booked everywhere all the time, doing these stupid death matches still. But definitely worth a watch.
So
Like
was it
full
a death match or a street fight?
death match?
Okay, so he's back to those.
I guess, but I thought he's like retired, and then he's found ways around it where he's like, well, I'll definitely unretire to face, Ricky Shane Page, obviously, or he's like, Mr. 50s is in the death match, not me. But now I think he's just like unretired. If he can get booked, it's like he's kind of like beggars can't be choosers. I wish Sam was here for this, because I've talked about it before. I discovered I am still, even though I thought I canceled, I am still a member of the AIW YouTube subscribers.
Oh,
I got an email that I paid $10.49 to Google, and I was like, "What's that? Wonder what that is."
You
And
you just can't give it up. You just
I
can't give
can't.
it up.
So I'm like, "Hey, I've been paying this for months, forgetting I've been paying for it. So now I'm like $30-$40 in since I've last watched it. Let me crack open the latest show, and it happens to be Absolution, number 18, the biggest show of their year, their WrestleMania. And oh my god, there's another Tim Donst sighting. Tim Donst versus the Duke. Dominic Guarini. I've been pushing that he's cooked for a while, and he's in there with Derek Dillinger, so he's not exactly having a good chance to do anything. And then, I mean, I guess if I had to tell you to watch something from this show, it'd probably be Isaiah Broner versus Wes Barkley, but you probably just shouldn't watch any of it. But the main event is Chuck Stone as a babyface winning back the AIW title in a 30-plus minute match. I
Ugh.
did not watch all this match. I'm not that strong. I watched about the first 4 minutes and the last 2 minutes, and then I went back to double check that like as much time had passed as I thought. I was like, is that like, I'm looking at the little bar in the bottom, like, is that 30 minutes? That can't be 30 minutes. It was. I'm so glad that I don't live in Cleveland for so many reasons, but I would be going to these shows, guys. Like, there's just no way I wouldn't. I'd be going to these shows being like, I think I liked it. I think I had a good time. So yeah, don't watch AIW if you can help it. And then outside of that, I watched some, random Tony Khan universe stuff. I think it's cool that we got Zoela versus Avirus in a Pure Rules match on the same show as Bandito versus Adam Priest. And the same show I believe that's the same show where Paul Walter Hauser is challenging QT on Ring of Honor. So that's just cool that all that shit's happening in the same show. And
co-star of The Naked Gun with Cody
yeah,
Rhodes.
haven't watched it yet. Is it good? Anyone seen it?
I saw it. It needed more jokes.
That's
Like
important.
it's one of those movies where it feels like a throwback to like 2000s comedies where I'm trying to think of how to describe it without like spoiling the plot. But it's almost kind of like they throw out a joke that relies on like special effects or something like that, and then they just linger on that one joke for too long. Where the appeal of the old Naked Gun and Police Squad stuff was they never lingered on any joke. They just kept, going. And in this one, it feels like they just needed to stuff it more. They had the tools, they just didn't use them.
Hmm.
Good
That's
actors,
disappointing.
when it was funny, it was funny. But then there were just too many parts where it's just kind of like, okay, move on to the next joke. Like there was nothing like in the first Naked Gun movie where Leslie Nielsen is like playing around with like the $1 million pen. Like it needed more scenes like that, which it didn't
Yeah,
really have.
makes sense. I don't know when I'll get to see it anyway. Um, the only other
Also,
thing worth mentioning.
Cody Rhodes is billed fifth from the top of that movie. He's in it for one fucking scene playing a bartender.
You guys watch New Happy Gilmore? MJF steals the show.
I have not seen it yet. I don't remember the login to my parents' Netflix account, and I'm not getting my own just to watch Happy Gilmore 2.
No, him and Becky are both barely in the movie. Uh, it's just funny because I feel like it's been talked about for a year straight that they were going to be in it, and there's just nothing. The only other thing I watched was Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet, and I mean it's just kind of boring to say that like Mark Briscoe is Wrestler of the Year. I might be going to AEW next Thursday, so the Collision taping. So maybe hopefully I get to see Mark Briscoe.
If you do, tell him we said hi.
I'll do that. Chris, what about you? Watch any wrestling?
The only wrestling I have watched in the past few weeks, I was very hungover after the show I went to last week, and so I was just on my couch, and we were going to record an episode, but we didn't. So I was like, I should watch some wrestling. And so I was hungover, and I was like, what should I watch hungover on my couch? And the answer is obviously JCW Lunacy.
Hell
Of course.
yeah.
And I made it through most of the episode.
That's a win.
I saw the outbreak of Abel Booker and Jackson Crowley, who are zombie people. With a manager that looks like Marty Scurll.
It's like
But
Marty Scurll as Baron Samedi.
Yeah, I like when he showed up, I was like, are they booking Marty now? But no, it's not. It's not Marty. At least not confirmed it's Marty. Against Cocaine and Stephen Flo, that match was not good. At the time, the cage match page did not have every match. So I was surprised to see. Surprised is in quotes because any JCW show you're going to see Alice Crowley versus Hollywood Haley J. In some capacity, whether it's a singles match or tag in some form.
It's just a staple of like it's the kind of match that you can tour a country with.
Exactly. And like then it was the Backseat Boys versus Luigi Primo, and this time Mosh Pit Mike's gimmick, because every week he's got a different job. He was a mailman.
Oh no.
And it is crazy, like having like Luigi Primo and Cocaine and Stephen Flo all on all of these shows. Because it's just like, hey, remember these guys who went viral on Twitter? Like Cocaine and Stephen Flo, in their case, it's like last year. Luigi Primo, it was 5 years ago. And they just love doing that. They love filling their cards with the old meme wrestlers who weren't good when like they were at the peak of the popularity, and now they're just around.
It's so
I
funny
will
because like
say,
Stephen Flo was a big one where I got sent him by so many non-wrestling fans that I'm like, it's just funny because like bookers will see that and be like, well, clearly these people will pay to see it. It's like, no, they'll hit share. They're not gonna show up to see Stephen Flo.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
a
say
joke.
there was a recent episode with Cocaine versus Caleb Conley where it was an actually good match. Not a great
Yeah,
match, but it was shockingly good.
yeah, you were talking about that. Like he was more Jeff Hardy than
Because he
Kane.
was just he was just throwing himself around like any number of 100-pound IWAMS wrestlers.
Yeah, he's not doing that against the Outbreak.
Yeah.
Uh, and then like another match that was a surprise to me because it wasn't on Cage Match was Congo Kong versus Officer Colt Cabana. And at this point, I'm like starting to get a headache. I'm still hungover from the night before. I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to JCW versus GCW 8-man tag main event. And the next match was the Brothers of Funstruction versus Caleb Conley and Jeeves.
And you woke right back up.
I turned the video off immediately. I could not do it. I did not have enough water in my system. I needed like some food and some ibuprofen and some water and not any more JCW. And that's what I've watched. Because all of my wrestling thoughts, I spent a lot of time thinking about our big top after you sent it.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to maybe get into our big top then?
Before we do, I actually have a perfect segue for that.
Okay.
I should have mentioned this in stuff I was watching, but it doesn't really count because it's stuff I was reading. If you go on Amazon, you can buy Mickey Knuckles' autobiography. And if you buy the Kindle version, you can read it straight away, which I've been doing. And you guys will love that she shouts out various wrestlers. She is really not sparing how much she dislikes Ian Rotten, which is really fun to read. And one person she shouts out is someone who she met, and then within, seemingly minutes, they were just fucking everywhere they possibly could, every, public space where they could dip out of people's view. They were just getting it on. And so she says, thank you to the guy who was boning her, Mr. Michael Elgin.
So, Michael Elgin, Aaron Frobel on Facebook
No, beat
had a
that out.
post.
That's we don't need to dox him.
Is it doxing someone if they have a Wikipedia page?
It'd be really funny, like if we mention wrestlers, we just beep out their real names.
Mike Quackenbush taught me well. I'm not gonna fucking break kayfabe. He posted this on Facebook. I have a big favor to ask someone. I'm being a little selfish here. I have a screenplay, 131 pages, but it's a screenplay. It's not as long to read. I have many ideas, but I love for someone to take some time and read it. Let me know what they think, feel, how they're viewing my writing. I know it's a big ask, but my wife is always going to say it's awesome because she's awesome. So I jump in the DMs and I say, send me this, please. He asked for my email address. He said, great. Mind sending me your email? I send the email. He sends me over The Saint and the Savior. And it is a masterpiece. Now, I had been a little AWOL from the Discord, and I was really happy to have this when I came back so I could be like, hey guys, please forgive me. I have 132 pages of Michael Elgin writing. Before we get into the context, I would like to say I don't know how many people are familiar with screenwriting and stuff. 132 pages is really fucking long.
Yes.
This is like a 2-hour plus movie if you were to film the way it's written.
Yes.
Which
Film it
isn't
the way it's written and then speed everything up.
This is a common like screenwriting, like doesn't know anything about screenwriting mistake, is that you forget that film being a visual medium, like a lot of establishing shots and action and things happening, that is a lot of time. And so even if like this not a long read, being 132 pages, like very very readable, but as a film it would be like so fucking long.
I will say, to his credit, he never explicitly says in the directions what race any character is, but you can instantly tell from reading the dialogue. I mean, I will be honest. The first thing that I did when Dan gave me this was I did Control F NIG.
Okay. And you found some stuff immediately.
And I found some stuff. I was just like, this is a wrestler screenplay. We gotta, first, I gotta know what I'm dealing with here.
I guess I need to try to set the scene before we get into it. You're worried about doxing. I'm really going to get into Michael Elgin's life. Michael Elgin's real name is Aaron Frobel, and he has a son named Jax. And I'm comfortable saying that because this screenplay is about a man named, oh my god, why don't I have it in front of me? Is it Aaron Cadell with a son named Jax? This story is basically about a custody battle between Aaron and Alex. Now, Alex is not the mother, the real life name of Jax's mother, who is, people might know as Mischief. But Alex is the name of his ex, who had like 60 protective orders against him. And she's a bitch, and she has a new man who is trying to steal Jax for some reason. That's the basic.
He might be magic
because she's fallen under the influence of the mayor, who is a preacher who does not use the Bible. He's sort of a non-denominational preacher who has swayed the people of. Does it say where this is? No, just city streets. He's swayed.
Is Ridley County.
Yes,
Ridley County. He has. So I don't think you can be mayor of a county, but he has swayed the people and functions of this municipality to do his bidding, and they form his entrenched power base. I will say I do like Aaron Cadell, late 30s, fit, haunted, and heavy with purpose. A fighter's frame and a father's grief. Every step feels earned. Haunted eyes. Fire. Barely contained. That's Michael Elgin right there.
He's also a former professional wrestler, as the screenplay
That's why I know. That's why he knows how to fight. It's like how Bret Hart said, like, you can end a fight with a chop.
It's so crazy because I don't know what this is about. Like, it's about like just a bitchy ex keeping your son from you. But like Chris said, maybe the son is magic because the
maybe
preacher
the son
slash
is
mayor,
magic.
like the preacher slash mayor desperately needs the son to be
his like vessel for the future.
I mean,
but in some
it
movies
comes
like
out
this,
of like nowhere in the final act.
yeah, but in some movies like this, the son might waver. Like maybe he's gonna fall under, what's the bad guy's name? Luis. How do you say it? You guys think you say this? Luis.
I was, yeah, maybe Luis is. I was looking at that, just kind of like, I don't know, man.
But like, no, Jax the whole time is 100% into his dad. His dad is the best. And then the same thing with like Alex, the mom, and Luis. They're just pure evil the whole time. There's never really any motivation from them besides we're evil. We want to control everything. We need Jax under our thumb.
I mean, the plot of the movie, in a nutshell, is that Aaron is a badass and dudes rock.
Aaron, the
And
good guy, starts the opening scene. Well, actually, the opening scene is him driving a cool, badass car, but the opening scene really is him beating the shit out of Luis.
yes, and then Luis does he murmurs up like I've already won, and then we get a flash like the rest of the story is in flashback.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's modern day, and then we go back to see how we led to that fight.
You're wondering how I got in this situation.
More
But,
wrestling
like,
promotions should do that.
I
do
have something.
flashbacks
I
and
have there's so much
matches.
here, but there's just a part I want to read just to get like an insight into Aaron and Jax's relationship. Here is there's two other characters, Chris and Martin, who are Aaron's friends, and I think also both preachers.
They're like preachers with different philosophies.
A lot of this
Oh yes,
movie is preachers talking. Like there's so many monologues and so much like sizing. Like it's crazy.
wait, but we're talking about Martin and Chris.
Yes.
Okay, I gotta the the description of those characters is so good, and
Yeah, go
then
ahead.
yeah, uh, Martin Cross, early 50s, leather worn preacher energy, southern wisdom wrapped in mystery, half spirit, half savior. And Chris Elwood, early 40s, scruffy charm, eyes that have seen too much, soul that still hopes, casual prophet vibe. They sit in a corner booth, one reading scripture, the other reading a philosophy book.
Any of
Like,
them?
They're all
that
good.
was that. Yeah, it's like one is reading scripture. It doesn't matter what, just scripture. The other reading a philosophy book. I yeah, again, the plot of this movie is dudes rock.
I don't know why, but this is a scene that I need to read. They're at Jax's birthday is at like a bounce house place,
Yeah,
and
theme
Aaron
park.
is about to like do the joust on the above the phone blocks with Martin. So Jax is sitting with Chris. Chris, you sure you want to stick your old man on Martin? Jax, Dad still got it. Chris, he does, not just in his arms, in his heart. Jax, he always shows up. I'm gonna fast forward just through like 7 lines because then Chris goes to fight Aaron, and Martin says, now sitting with Jax, sometimes the best thing a man can do is just show up when it counts. Jax, quietly watching Aaron. He always does.
He just always shows up.
Aaron
So
is
this,
such a good
okay,
fucking
I
dad.
take it back. This is a movie about how Michael Elgin's son wants to fuck him.
It's like he wrote 132 pages to be like, I swear to God, I'm a good dad. I just hit people sometimes.
And you can tell he's a good dad because his son says so.
But you mentioned earlier you did a control
Oh
F
yeah,
for a
I
certain word.
immediately a couple different words, but that was the one where I was just like, oh wow, there are a bunch of these.
When Michael Elgin writes black characters, it's one thing. When he's writing black characters speaking to other black characters, I like stood up. I stood up and took a walk.
Yeah, we should also note that these characters are named Terrell, Trey, Apollo. Um, there's no black character named like Wayne. And again, he doesn't
Um,
specify in the script that these are black characters, but you can tell the ones that he gave the name, Terrell and Trey, they are
I
the
mean,
ones doing a lot of soft A dropping.
yeah, I was gonna say I hope they're black characters.
Oh,
And
I
it's
mean,
just so much of like it's so long, but like absolutely nothing happens. Like they just talk to each other about grand big ideas. Um like I'll read another random thing. He's had his time. That boy belongs in my architecture. He's a thread in a pattern too precise to unravel. That's how everyone in this movie talks.
Oh, yeah, this is the scene with Trey and Kai, where Trey, what up, young blood? Kai doesn't look up. I don't know who you're talking to. Trey, oh, come on now. Our dads, our uncles, they go way back. Kai, yeah, where they at now? Beat looks up. Dead, buried, some in prison. That history don't buy equity in here. Trey, smirking. You talk like you above it all, huh? This ain't my life speech again. What about the money, huh? I'm bringing you business. Kai, any business you're in isn't the kind I build. Like this is I don't know what they're talking about anymore. And
It's awesome.
I can't continue with the scene because there are a lot of words I can't say after that part.
I was so nervous the whole time you
Yeah,
said
I
you were
was
going to
really
read a K-trick.
nervous.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. If we could trick Sam into doing it, that'd be funny. But
Luis is the mayor / preacher, and everyone is under his control, basically, except for Chris, Martin, Aaron, and Jax. Like the whole town does what he says. All the police. Apollo is his brother, who I think is like a police captain, and all the police literally go wherever he says and do whatever he wants. But this is not enough for him. Oh, by the way, another person doesn't do what he says is this woman named Rachel, who is the name of Aaron, which is the love interest, which is also the name of Aaron's current wife. There is a love scene that luckily doesn't go into too much detail. I got a little worried as I got started.
I'm
I
sorry,
thought we were gonna
I
get some
almost just
fucking.
broke out. I almost just broke out laughing because I just scrolled past the part. Aaron hands him a gift. Jax unwraps the new Switch 2. I don't know why that's so funny to me. And then it goes into a complicated description of their handshake. Like a half a page is just describe like a list of how to do the secret dad and son handshake. I'm sorry, I'm losing it here. I don't know why this is so funny.
I think we talked about how it's too long too, and like again, not a screenplay expert, but I really love like I'm reading so much from this. This is probably what his lawyers are gonna jump on is how much I'm reading from this. But the opening scene I said is this purple Dodge Challenger going through town, but there's stuff like this where it's engine growling, tires screaming. This isn't a car; it's a declaration. You don't put that shit in the screenplay. That means nothing. Like you don't need all that. Like maybe once or twice, but like the whole time, like him describing things and just telling you what it means on another level.
Yeah, his description, like he never says like, Luis is a, like 40 something guy with a tan wearing, a seersucker suit. It's always like, haunted eyes with a grin like a shark and a
You can
butt
tell he
that
has a
won't quit. Like
past.
it's yeah, he all he describes is the aura and chills of these people.
I don't know if
It's
we
one
want
of the
to. Go ahead.
one of the most deeply psychological works I've ever read.
That's true. Christopher Nolan would have a field day with this.
There is a scene that does in fact take place at family court.
Oh, because Luis got Aaron to beat him up on purpose, and then they go to court the next day. But guess what? Luis has already paid off the judge. So he gets Magical Jax, the boy we all
Yeah,
want.
I mean, this orchestrated. I mean, he's being gang stalked. Aaron is, like there really is a conspiracy out to get him and silence him and stop him from being a good dad and cool guy. I wonder why Michael Elgin would have thoughts about that.
Now I will say I don't know after this episode if I'll ever get my hands on another screenplay, but after this, he says that he wants to try something new, more of a psychological thriller.
We should absolutely encourage him.
And then
He
he's
needs
also
to.
writing an 8-episode arc on spec of something to do with Dexter.
Awesome.
Oh my god!
Of course, he's a
I mean,
Dexter guy.
like the Michael Elgin "See No Evil" type movie. That's what I want to see.
Dexter's got a code, and so does Elgin. You know that.
Yeah, this is.
I wish that I could share this with everyone. I just know that I probably legally can't. But it's so fucking good.
Well, thank you for
I
sharing it with us.
I mentioned it to you, but if this movie was starring Scott Adkins, and it like came out on Tubi, instant 3 stars. Like no more
There'll be
than
a
3
lot of
stars,
that.
but
It's
it's a
gonna be a
3.
long movie.
Like Scott Adkins, directed by Jesse V. Johnson. Beautiful.
I hope that he can get like the wrestling community back on his side so that they can star in it. So like Chris Jericho can play Luis.
That's good. I honestly think that if you offer to produce it, Chris, you have the money, you tell him all that, he goes, no, I have to direct it and I have to star it. He's going to pull a Stallone.
I hope so.
Yeah,
He is a
this is such a
visionary.
personal. Yeah, I can only imagine him like handing off. I mean, he might as well hand off his child to Luis.
He is an auteur.
So, do we know why Luis has red pupils?
Because he's
Not
evil.
not red irises, red pupils.
Evil. The final fight, the final showdown where Aaron, the 2 preachers, Rachel, and then Rachel knows like a crazy Vietnam vet, and then the one black guy that Aaron likes in the movie go up against the gang people, the cops, and Luis. It takes place at and in front of a church. And there's grenades and flashbangs and bullets flying. And I think only like somehow, even though this takes place with, I said like a dozen people, 6-on-6 basically, and there's grenades and bullets flying, I think only like one person dies.
Well, he's smart. He knows that like this would be a small production. They can only afford so much death. They can't kill too many actors.
Yeah.
Now there is, without giving away the ending, there is like a tease for a sequel. I don't totally understand the tease, but there is one. So if this ever gets made, there's already a second one lined up.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe the spirit of Luis has entered Alex. I'm not really sure. It's like the red eyes thing.
Yeah, she has red eyes and she sends a text. We don't know to who, but someone, and they read it, and then it fades to black. Because they all still want Jax.
That's how I
Because he's
love my
magic.
movies to end, by the way, with a text message getting a read receipt. So here's my question. Opening scene, he's driving his Dodge Challenger around on like gravel roads, I think it said, which sure, okay. He's blowing through a purple Dodge Challenger blows through red lights like it doesn't believe in consequences. What music are we playing over this?
Fuel by Metallica.
Oh, that's good.
Dan, what's your vote?
See, I was thinking maybe something by Nickelback, but I couldn't really place it.
Okay, you're closer to what I was going to suggest, which is Whatever by Our Lady Peace.
If this movie got made and that is the opening scene, I would already be standing up and clapping.
I mean, yeah, you gotta lean fully into it. You gotta just make it quote for the sickos. Do we think that who can we cast Davy Richards as?
This is strange, but could we make him Jax? Is he short enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking we get one of the characters that Aaron fights, so they can have a 5-star movie fight.
Ooh.
Oh, he's gonna have to choreograph the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, do you have any closing thoughts or anything you need to mention on the Saint and Savior is the name of the movie. I hope we said that. The Saint and the Savior.
The Saint and the Savior. Who
Yeah.
is who? We don't know.
It feels like they're both Aaron, right? I guess
One of
maybe
them
Jax
has to
is the
be
Saint.
Aaron and one of them has to be Jax. So I can't tell who's, if he's saying that Aaron is the saint and Jax is the savior by being such a cool kid, or if Jax is the
And-
saint for being such a cool kid and Aaron is saving him.
Because the kid might be magic, Jax might be the savior.
It's true. Jax kind of initiates saving the town from the evil mayor.
Can we say that the Jax does kind of start all this shit? He tells Aaron that Luis says mean things and hurts him. We never see him hurt him. We hear him say weird things. I don't know whether we hear him say anything to the boy that means that he should be punched repeatedly in the face until ambulance comes. But
I mean, maybe Jax is like the psycho mastermind. Maybe he's like the Dexter of the script.
Ooh.
Maybe that's who Alex is texting at the end. She's texting her son, who's standing right next to her. I do like montage gear up sequence. Aaron pulls the cross from under his shirt, loads a shotgun, wrist wraps, bleeding knuckles. Kai puts a 9mm in the back of his pants, grabs a blade and looks at his reflection in it. Martin, blade, Bible, prayer, ready, calm, but dangerous. Chris cracks his knuckles, grabs 2 guns and shrugs his shoulders. Rachel loads up sunflower seeds in her pocket. Larry dancing slow-mo with flashbangs labeled "Use If Apocalypse." I'm trying to imagine this montage. I wish I could see what Elgin sees when he writes this.
Just wait till the master puts it on film.
Yeah, I cannot picture this. I don't know. I hope
Chris,
this
do
movie
you have
gets
any
made.
closing thoughts on the movie? Anything that you feel needs to be said or heard about this masterpiece?
No notes.
No notes, all right. Pat?
I hope it gets made. I hope he keeps writing. I hope he keeps developing his voice. Maybe Snowden could publish his screenplays.
And that's how we get the Michael Elgin interview, because we're on the Hybrid Shoot podcast tour list.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope to have more updates on in the future.
I hope Mickey Knuckles writes a screenplay. I think
I'm checking her book out this week.
Yeah, no, the book is good. I want to see, like, if you, like, sat Mickey Knuckles down and said, like, what would a movie written by you be like? I
That
feel like
the
that'd
sex scenes would
be
be a lot more in depth.
yeah, and just everything about it would probably get anyone involved in the production thrown into prison.
Well, I'm pretty confident saying that's our big top. I was so glad to share that with you guys and what little we could with the listeners. Let's do some Q and TR. Q and T. Wait, Q and AR. Oh my God, definitely gonna have to fix
Yeah,
that in
so
post.
when you edit this, just put in an entire episode of QTR.
let's listen to some Q and TR, and then boom, got a nice hour and a half right there. Our first question comes from Mondo. Cereal then milk or milk then cereal? Pat?
I can't picture milk than cereal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cereal.
that's
that's
crazy.
the I was talking with a friend of mine. Shout out to my friend Greg, um, and he was saying that one of the best parts of the new Superman movie is that you can tell how insufferable Guy Gardner is because he's sitting there eating cereal while drinking a huge glass of milk. And I'm just like, well, of course, Guy Gardner he would put a spoonful of cereal in his mouth and then drink milk and mix the cereal and milk in his mouth. Of course, that's how we do it. That's, Guy Gardner. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that's something a psycho does.
Chris, are you cereal then milk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's I don't
Like,
play with the other
how
shit.
yeah, you have to know how much cereal is in the bowl to know how much milk to pour. You can't determine how much cereal you're going to eat by how much milk you put in the bowl. Unless you're just one of those freaks who's like, I need the milk to be like a half inch above the cereal level.
I respect that.
Our next question comes from Cole. Who's your favorite racehorse? I'll answer this one first because I just took my niece to Cedar Point for her birthday last week, and on the way home, I tried to take her and her friends to the horse track, but the race was too far away. We didn't get there at the right time. So I'm a really good uncle. My favorite racehorse right now is Sovereignty because I won money at the Kentucky Derby this year. Either of you guys have a favorite racehorse?
I'm going to say Orb because I like the name.
Sea biscuit.
That's a good one.
The
Nick
name of the
Yeoman.
racehorse.
What financial value would you put on having a hotline that gave you round-the-clock access to AEW's Taz? What was the last situation in your own life where it would have been helpful to get Taz's input? Chris, I'm going to go to you first for
So
this one. Oh.
Priceless.
And the last situation where
And-
you needed Taz's help?
I mean, need where it would have been helpful to get Taz's input. Anything. I trust Taz with my life, but needed him. I'm not sure.
Pat?
So I really could have used Taz's help. I was in a bit of a jam recently. I had just shown my dick to a teenager who worked at a massage parlor, and I really could have used Taz's help and guidance in that situation to get out of it without any lasting repercussions.
I would pay the $10.49 that I'm currently paying to AIW. I'd love to switch that over to Taz if I could. And I just had like a cool situation at work where I was getting like kind of getting chewed out, and it was one of those times where it just 100% was actually my fault. Like I had a big old fuck up, and I would have loved Taz to come in there and kind of tell me how I can rightfully yell at people even at my fault.
The risk there is that Taz might have gone into like tough enough judge mode and joined in on ganging up on you.
Ooh.
That would have broke me. I did not take this well, so that would have really pushed me over the line probably. Shrimp Biscuit says, "What's the best beer and why?" Chris, you have
Well, I'm
strong
going to
thoughts
say
on this one? You're a beer guy. Oh, Pat,
yeah. Well, Chris probably has a
you
better
had an
answer
answer
than
right
me, so
away.
I'm gonna get mine. Beck's, because I like to drink it.
Oh, that's good.
I
You're right.
think
Chris
this
will
might
have a
be.
better
I would.
answer. Go ahead.
Best beer, the one you're drinking.
Oh, I don't know what to say after that. I mean, I guess I like Fathead's Bumbleberry. Let's see. Damo, what happens if the IWGP champion wins the G1?
He chooses the challenger. That's
They cancel Wrestle Kingdom.
yeah.
All right. Well, now I'm rooting for the IWGP champion.
Who is the IWGP champion right now?
Zach?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He won it back.
I forgot. I knew Goto
I
was
think
out. I just couldn't remember what happened.
there's a lot of Mickey Knuckles Royal Rumble talk, so I'm having to scroll down. But I think the next question is from Eamon. What's the best Simpsons Treehouse of Horror segment?
The zombie one, because it has one of my favorite Simpsons jokes of all time, where Homer cocks a shotgun and yells, "To the book depository."
Probably the Shining one for me.
Oh, that was definitely going to be my answer. I also like the one where I like the Fly, the Cronenberg one.
No, that one's good too.
Uh, Okay, another question from Eamon. I was talking to Tim earlier, so curious about everyone's choice. Who is your wrestler of the decade so far?
Of the decade.
So we're halfway there.
Probably
Well, it would
Darby.
help. It would help if anyone had had any good matches at all this decade, but not really.
That feels like a question that I should have a better answer to, and I really don't.
Who retired on December 31st, 2019, that I can say?
Probably Joey Ryan.
Yeah, Joey Ryan, Michael Elgin, Mike Quackenbush. Actually, Quack still wrestles. So, well, I guess technically so does Elgin.
I don't.
You know what?
Oh, yeah. Elgin did wrestle. He's kind of done now again.
My wrestler of the decade is Laura James.
See, I'm like too in. Like, I just have like the memory of a goldfish because I'm like, I don't know. Mark Briscoe is really good right now. I don't remember ever him not being not good, so I'm gonna say Mark Briscoe. That's probably not the real answer though. Oh, I skipped. Oh, did I? No, here we go. Porek. Who do you think was the weirdest person to show up to Hogan's funeral? Nick Hogan.
Yeah, I mean, weird in terms of incongruous being there or just weird human
Oh,
being.
I was thinking like of a weird individual. You're right. It could be that.
That said, the weirdest person there was probably Ric Flair because he was probably falling over drunk and shitting himself during a funeral.
Chris, any Hogan funeral thoughts?
No, I'm just deeply into Bubba the Love Sponge's investigation on what truly happened to Hogan.
Someone's got
Oh
to get
yeah,
to the bottom of it.
we need to find the real killers.
Tim asks, "What's everyone's favorite G1 matches so far?" I don't know if we have time. I love them all so much. It's hard to pick my favorite. Chris?
Not having watched any of the G1, I'm going to say Zack Sabre Jr. versus Great O'Khan is probably the best match so far.
Oh, I like that game. I'm gonna go Tanahashi Oleg Bolton.
I'm gonna say
just
whichever. I think whichever match Gabe Kidd got really badly injured in.
Oh,
That gets a lot of.
yeah, that was versus Takeshita, because that was the only
Yeah,
match
yeah.
he worked.
Like his dick fell off or whatever happened.
A better question from Pork. What's everyone's favorite T1 episode so far? I like the one that's around 10 minutes long.
I still need to listen to the one where Tim specifically asked me, "Do I sound really high on this one?" And then I was like, "I'll get back to you." And then I got to listen to it. So if he had to seek me out to ask that question, that's probably the best one.
I think that made the last question, but maybe we skipped. I'm sure Pork asked what he should ask Mickey Knuckles. So do we have any suggestions?
I mean, just ask her what the rules of like working a battle royal or Royal Rumble are, what the wrestler's perspective is, because the running theme in a lot of the 2012 Royal Rumble episodes is like these guys are just out there fucking killing time in the corner. So, ask her what the wrestler side of that is.
Ask her if
And
she'll
also
be in
buy her book
Logan's
and
movie.
read it. Yeah. Ask her favorite Saw movie too.
Oh, there we go.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's journalism.
Well, we skipped this part earlier. Do we have anything to plug for Violent People? Coro's doing his thing. ViolentPeople.co.
We've got Tim doing the T1 podcast every day. There's a new Q&TR episode up as well, I think.
We have we have a new death panel coming soon.
It should be up by the end of the week. I'm looking at the 8th. It's just a matter of trying to squeeze in as much deathmatch watching after work as I can. But there will be thoughts on Ultramantis Black versus Matt Tremont, Bear Bronson versus Beastman. There will be potentially some words on a random Lucha Extrema 6-man tag I watched. And of course, we will be spending a lot of time in the murder basement of XBW. Henry Headcheese also sent something in for it, so that will be included. He is joining the panel. Unfortunately, Tim probably has watched nothing but the G1, so I don't think he'll be back this go round. So, but if anyone wants to get anything to me, like by the end of August 7th, I have no quality control apparatus. I will put it in the column.
That's good to hear.
If anyone wants to send me their screenplays, I will publish them.
Yeah, if you are a canceled wrestler and would like to send us your screenplay.
I actually think that I wonder if Michael Elgin's even tried to copyright this. I'm going to send the copy to myself and pay the money to this copyright. I'm going to steal this guy's screenplay. Violent People Productions.
Just copyright the character of his son.
Oh, you mean the Savior?
Yeah, just copyright Jax. Be like, Jax is copyright and trademark Violent People LLC.
That is a character that we created. The boy that might be magic.
The boy maybe is magic.
I'm just imagining
it's
that
never
as part of
clear.
like a wrestler intro where like they're coming to the ring and the announcer's going like, the reigning and defending champion, the boy who might be magic.
I just keep thinking he has to be magic, or otherwise, why wouldn't Luis just be like, "Hey, I own the town. This is fine. I'm already in control of everything."
Yeah, I
But it
don't need
needs the
to.
magic boy.
I don't need to put in this much effort.
He doesn't fully control the town unless he's gotten rid of all opposition, and Aaron is just too much. Like, to have one Aaron is worse than if he had like a dozen, of any other agitator. He had to. It all comes back to Aaron.
He's a great dad.
He always shows up.
I mean, and
He's
he
just
gave
a
his kid a
good
Switch
dad.
too. Okay, we gotta I'm sorry, we got to go back to the handshake. The handshake is still fucking me up. I read that and I lost my mind.
Do you want to read it out loud to close the?
I'm going to read the entire handshake.
Okay.
They do their handshake at waist 5, knuckles, high 5 above the head, backhand 5, back into front hand 5 at waist, handshake, break handshake, snap fingers, paper, scissors, rock, flames, dribble, dribble, slam dunk, big hug. Jax continued, I love you, Dad.